Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Entertainment Podcast, your source for all things entertainment. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I had a guest on in the past, and I liked them so much I had to bring them right on back. So today's special return guest is Curt Cuscino, who is founder and CEO over at HypeLife Brands. Curt, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Oh, man. So I'm excited to get into this launch that you just recently did. HUDL Music, I mean, I think it's a great example of your work and kind of what you're able to do with brands and the kind of the cycle you're able to take them through and launch. And we're going to get into that. But just to start out with, I don't want to assume that some of our newer listeners caught your last episodes with us. Let's just start off with what you're doing over at HypeLife Brands. Tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm the founder and CEO of HypeLife Brands. Started back in 2001, of course, in a bedroom. And 19 years later, what we do is we are a brand development and marketing agency hybrid, and we specialize in working with lifestyle startups, lifestyle brands that are going B2C or D2C, direct to consumer, business to consumer, and that are also looking to powerfully engage and connect with the millennial generation. So we do a lot of work with very early pre-funding stage startups as well as challenger brands and take them from often idea all the way through completed brand strategy, marketing strategy, brand identity, all digital, iPhone apps, et cetera, take them to market and then begin growing from ground zero. That's a lot of what we do. So in the nutshell, we build, launch, and grow powerful lifestyle brands here that are focused on helping improve the life of millennials.
Man, I love it, and I think that's a great transition, because HUDL Music is a perfect example of what you do. So let's go a little bit further into that project. I mean, where do you want to begin?
Sure. Well, I can give you kind of the overview. We have been working with a New York City, New Jersey area, East Coast founder or visionary, as we like to call him, and he came to us about 9 months ago, I would say. We began our year one engagement with what would become HUDL Music today, and we went through our entire brand development methodology and process and started from the very beginning. And to kind of fast forward to today, we just recently launched the platform at HUDLmusic.com, HUDL music.com, as well as an iPhone app that is in the App Store now, finally. And we are beginning to grow the customer base and beginning the next part for any new lifestyle startup, which is really about, customer acquisition and growing your audience. And that's, again, a big focus of what we do. So we're just getting into that now and starting to get traction and growing that baby. So
I know this is going to vary, of course, from company to company, from idea, from niche, but there's a lot of people listening right now that would like to, grow brands. They want to grow lifestyle brands. They're focusing on the millennial market in particular. What are some of the, I don't want to use the word challenges, but what are some of the opportunities there? What do you think that you see people do right sometimes, and sometimes it's just like they're way off the mark?
Yeah, that's a good question. To try and summarize that, I would say one of the biggest things is really, first of all, knowing the audience, and that's something that our clients come to us for, but understanding some of the peculiar nuances of millennials. And I myself am a kind of an elder millennial, or I'm in that kind of foggy zennial term that's floating around out there where people aren't sure where Gen X and millennials end and begin. But, I think really one of the big things is just having an authentic voice. And I think another thing in our world is that we focus really intensely with clients that we decide to take on is the idea of starting with why and not with what. Because starting with why, which comes from, Simon Sinek, if you're into TED Talks and great reading, and has been a a pillar of our world for literally 10 years or so now. It's just a powerful place to come from in, when you're creating a brand, it's this inanimate, intangible thing. People get brand and branding and logos and websites and get it all confused, but brand is the biggest kind of intangible umbrella. It's the thing that it's what people say about you when you're not in the room. And when I say you, I really mean your company, your brand. We use the term startup a lot, but every new business that is started is a startup, whether it's, a single retail brick and mortar, or what most of our clients are more launching nationally or sometimes even internationally, going after a larger audience because they see and they have expertise in this big cosmic problem that their idea, once brought to fruition, will be this lifestyle brand, this lifestyle startup. They really think that they've got something that can help improve the world, and that's just a part of our criteria too for who we do and don't take on. But at the end of the day, I think to, get back to your question, I think authenticity is a big one. Just really knowing how to speak to millennials and not talk at them, but talk with us. And a lot of brands, big and small, have a hard time dealing with that or handling it or managing it or what to do exactly. And I think it's a lot of, jumping the cart in front of the horse, trying to advertise when you don't have a good marketing message. And you don't have a good marketing message because your brand isn't really connected to why in the first place. So all those things combined, I think, are at least important to consider when you're trying to engage millennials.
So you've been in this digital space and also physical space for quite some time. I guess when you think of the whole cycle of where digital marketing, all this in this industry is gone. So you've been doing it a long time. 19 years is ancient in this world. That being said, and we're about the same age, so I'm not saying you're ancient, but I'm saying for digital marketing, like it's ancient. But that being said, any interesting trends that you're noticing from your vantage point, just in general, that you care to comment on? Like anything interesting going in the marketplace where you're like, this is pretty sharp?
Oh, we don't have enough time on this interview for that. I would say one of the common themes that we hear is some of the platforms that might seem like the flavor of the moment or have been the flavor of the moment, and we have cast a wary eye to, the Snapchats, the Facebooks of the world. We often hear when we talk to, and I talk with, a founder or co-founder, sometimes a CEO of an existing company or brand, but start to hear concern of, we're spending money here and, we're not really sure we know what we're doing in this space, but we're really not seeing much results. And there's a lot of characteristics and nuances of each of these platforms and the type of, human beings that they attract. We kind of like to use the term humans instead of consumers, even though that's the business version. But, the humans that it attracts and the type of audience that these platforms have fostered over. I actually just got off the phone before this call with someone internal to Twitter, and I was asking them, this has been around for 15 years or so, I think, right? Because I've been an early adopter, and we've used it as an agency and still believe in it to this day. But yeah, I think people getting more aware of, hey, just because everyone's doing it on this particular social media platform and spending dollars doesn't mean that the results are really there to merit it. We love what we can do on things like Google PPC, that are 10, 20 times more profitable at the end of the day for clients when everything is optimized when compared to dollars spent on, the social media, something like a Facebook or an Instagram even, so it's all about a mix and, marketing mix and goals and all that. But, you get 2% on one platform and 10% that's creating ROI on another platform, which are you going to choose?
Yeah, I think that's a huge point. I can even just say it. I mean, you've been in this business and game much longer than me, but I'm going on my 4-year mark, and I can say my maturity level in terms of understanding platforms and also spend and other things like that. You're right. Each one is different. It's not what's better or what's worse. It's literally going through each one and testing and seeing what matters, and because we have obviously different products and different things we do here,
right?
And certain lead funnels or certain areas that we are more active on than others are good for one product, but they're terrible for another or for another thing, and it's like it's night and day. It's like one, it's like wow, we're knocking it out of the park, and then another one, it's like man, we have zero traction. Like we're getting nothing from this, and it's like, so should we spend more? Should we figure that out, or do we have to create a different product for that niche, or do we not? I mean, there's a lot, but I think maturity in the marketplace and understanding these things, and then you're in the piggyback on that, and then maybe founder bias or bias and other things. Like I don't personally like some of the big ones. I just don't like. I'm not on them. I'm not other things. But it doesn't matter what I like. It's like it's where our audience is at. Where I was against us putting our content on Facebook at one point just because I never went on, and I'm like, oh my gosh, whatever, another thing. Yeah. And then what happens? 50% of our traffic comes from Facebook now. Without not even paid, organic, not even paid. So it's like, that was my dumb self. Like I'm picking on myself here on this one. And I'm doing that for the benefit of the founders listening.
Exactly. Yeah, the data will tell a lot, and that's the thing that people. I feel like I've heard everything. If we hear from a founder like, oh hey, I was trying 1,500 here or $300 there or whatever, and it's just like, well, that's going to add up significantly. What did you get from that? And the answer is usually in those cases is like, well, nothing. Did you sell any product you were trying to sell there? No. Okay. Did you grow your page following? If you're running ads on Facebook, that's one of the items you can get out of it. Nope, didn't do that. Then you should stop. I mean, you should stop. It's like your mother said. If everybody's jumping off a bridge, would you?
Nope, I'm out. Now in this case, I hold the mic up and I interview him before it. That's the business I'm in now, Curt. I chose my poison. So that being said, I can rap with you about this all day long. But that being said, if somebody's listening to this and they want to connect more on HypeLife Brands, a 2-part question. Number 1, what are the right types of companies and or niches that you like working with? Number 1. Number 2, what's the best way for them to reach out?
We typically focus on anybody in the lifestyle startup or lifestyle brand space, any company that's doing something that impacts one's lifestyle, from beauty and wellness to music and entertainment to tech to millennial parenting and millennial parent products, any of those. I mean, lifestyle brands has become a pretty broad topic, but I think you kind of get the idea there. And anybody that is focused on business to consumer growth and marketing, that's what we're all about. And if you're trying to reach those tricky millennials, that's the deep area of specialization that we have. If you want to reach out, you can actually email me directly. I'll just leave my email right here on our interview. It's Curt, C-U-R-T, at HypeLifeBrands.com, HYPELIFE, brands.com, or you can visit our site and we've got our phone number. You can text our 800 number, or you can chat with us. Whatever vector you prefer, we're there.
Man, spoken like somebody who's catering to millennials. I love it, Curt. That's awesome, man. So great stuff. Awesome reconnecting with you, having you back on the show. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast. Leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters, Mission Matters Entertainment, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the comment section. I mean, love to know what kind of things and projects you're working on. And Curt, thanks again for coming back on the show.